how many times have we met with the business owner that has said, you're telling me when I sell my business, if I do this as a capital transaction, I'm going to lose how much in capital gains? I paid taxes my whole entire life on all of this.
Precisely. Okay. So again, TTP. So remember what I started this discussion with. Almost all of these transactions take time. Okay. Yeah. Either because somebody, meaning this next generation owner, is going to go to a bank, and the bank's going to require that that there's a loan that needs to be paid off over time, and going to put a personal guarantee on the client, or the client's going to finance it, and it's going to be over time. Okay. And so if we overlay the safe harbor that Ron Clausen said, it is a good thing to do, particularly in non-family situations. Again, another nuance, but these transactions should take a minimum of 5 years.
Okay.
All right. So that a lot of them take longer in family situations, and can take longer because they can flex pretty good because there's no loans and stuff. And if we have an economic turndown in the meantime, we'll extend the process. So it's very flexible there. But typically the time is at least 5 years.
Okay.
But again, if we're dealing with an installment sale, a bank loan or something, that time frame is there anyways. So that's not a huge issue. Trust, you need to have trust on both ends. And the reason you need to have trust is if I'm the next generation owner, typically what I'm banking on is that the current person is actually going to fade away or leave at some point. And remember, we're dealing with a series of annual redemptions. But in the first time in our example, we have you owning one share. I own 999,999. And let's assume, for the sake of discussion, that I have $2 million of net after-tax AAA every year. Okay, so over a 5-year period of time, theoretically, I would redeem all of my shares, get $10 million of money out of the business, and I haven't paid any capital gains tax on it. But during that period of time, until the last redemption, okay, at the end of year 4, I still own 1,999,999 shares, and you own 1. Okay, so if there's this disagreement on what's going on with the business, or I change my mind, okay, the next generation owners got this, well, yeah, you were going to run the business kind of stuff, but I've decided to change my mind. And so the trust is quickly eroded. Okay. Or if the business owner realizes that, as I realize, you're really good at running this business, and it takes off like crazy. Okay. And I was going to, thinking about retirement. I've stepped back. I'm on my boat somewhere. I come to the office, if at all, or call in, and you're running the business, right? And now all of a sudden it's like, well, geez, he better hope, I better hope that he actually redeems out, or else I've really increased the value and I got nothing to show for it. So trust is critical on both ends. And then profitability, the P, you have to have profitability, obviously, because you have to have an increase in annual after-tax AAA to afford the redemptions. But you're going to need that anyways in any kind of transition to either pay the loan back or to monetize the business. But TTP is critical.
TTP, time, trust, profit. I love it. I love it. And you're making this, I know we're not getting into the technical piece of it, but you're making it easy enough to understand. It's taken a little bit to go through this, but I think this is, if I'm titling this podcast, I mean, we'll have to work on this afterwards, but the title is, how to avoid a second layer of taxation when you're transitioning a middle market business.
It's as good as any.
Yeah. And that's really what we're doing when we're doing this. I really like it.